Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Boom, and we're live. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another busy day in the markets with Dot Financial News. My name is Andrew, and this is what's happening in the markets today, Tuesday, 21st of September, 2021. The U.S. stock markets point to a higher opening today, finally, just hours ahead of the Federal Reserve meeting, with Dow Jones Industrial Average gaining 300 points, the S&P 500 gaining 0.9%, and also the heavy tech Nasdaq climbing 0.8% before the opening bell today. Easy time to buy the dip? This is the question. On the other hand, crude oil WTI marked very little gains today on the European trading session, trading just short of the $71 mark, and started losing a bit of ground before the opening bell. To top it up, following a statement released yesterday, the output from the Gulf of Mexico will remain impaired through the end of the year due to the storm damage. Royal Dutch Shell, the largest producer in the Gulf of Mexico, said yesterday its West Delta 143 platform, which acts as a transfer point for oil produced by two other production platforms, will resume operations only in the first quarter of 2022. Overall, it said about 60% of its operations in the region are back online. In other news, the euro and the pound marked very modest gains today, and closer to the opening bell, both of them started trading to the downside, reminding us once again how fragile the exchange rates can be sometimes. The US dollar index gave back the gains it had yesterday on the European trading session today, trading just above the $93 mark. And with this being said, gold futures pushed a bit higher today, moving close to the $1,770 per ounce. And finally, in the cryptocurrencies markets, Bitcoin and Ethereum both traded to the downside today, giving back the gains they had in the last three trading sessions. Just before we get started, I want to rest assure you that anything you hear or see during our live broadcast does not represent investment advice nor a solicitation to buy or sell contracts for difference or cryptocurrencies. Financial instruments are complex products that carry high risk, so you better do your own analysis, like Italians say, before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. So, from Europe to South Africa, from Limassol to Cape Town and London, this is Dot Financial News. US markets open, coming up. Right, you caught me. I'm drinking water, guys. Right, so good afternoon, everyone, once again. Let's see what's happening in the markets today. And for this, I have my reliable co-presenter who's joining us almost every day, Rian Hobson, joining us from the heart of South Africa. There we go. Good afternoon, Rian. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Andrew. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. As you can tell, I'm picking on you again.
No, at least the sun is out this side, getting a bit warmer. So it looks good on the bright side in South Africa.
We are on the bright side. Right. Let's have a quick look at the financial markets and see what's happening in South Africa. How is the South African rand doing today? What's happening in the soft commodities markets? Who stole what? Who gave back what? And what you have prepared for us today? Hours ahead of the long-awaited Federal Reserve meeting. What have you got for us today, Rian?
There was some information out today from South Africa with the business cycle. Things were not so actually well. If I just actually go to the rand, actually, it actually pointed downwards with the business sentiment in South Africa. And that is all to do with the whole story with that happened in KwaZulu-Natal, or in Durban, as everybody knows it. And that actually put down the rand. Actually, you can see actually the rand was trading weaker for the last few days. But if you look at the hour chart, actually, the rand actually lost quite a lot of steam, especially in the London session, due to that news that came out at about 11 o'clock about the business sentiment in South Africa. Now, it's now for the second consecutive month where it's down. It was 2.3%, 2.3 points down last month. Now it's again, this month is 2.5%. So things are actually not doing well. I also had a podcast earlier about low interest rates, because the interest rate decision is also this week in South Africa. And so you have to ask the question, does the low interest rates actually help in South Africa? Because, I mean, interest rates has been extremely low in South Africa since the pandemic of 3.5%, and also the South African Reserve Bank that pushed liquidity into the economy. But if you look at all that work what the Reserve Bank is doing, is basically nothing to show, because the unemployment rate is up, business sentiment is down, and in fact, the private sector is not even borrowing money from the banks, and everybody is just sitting on the fence. So those are the things that are not actually so good. On top of that, the business sentiment in South Africa is really not on the bright side. You expect that it's summer, though it's spring, it's summer, there will be some boost, especially from the tourism sector. Nothing for now. Things doesn't look so good, but at least the sun is out in South Africa.
Right, and you're not wearing a winter jacket anymore inside your home. Right, what have you got from the soft commodities markets? Because we saw some movement on the markets today.
There's actually some nice reversals actually on the soft market side, especially if we look at the big one, which is coffee. And I think it's all to do with the cold winter that is coming for the Western world. But coffee did absolutely well in the London session, actually pushed up quite nicely, and then it got a bit stuck on the 50-day EMA. Potential is there for coffee. On the upside, obviously we depend on how cold it will be, but for now it looks good. Cotton is the other one, also to do with the weather. Did absolutely well during the London session. Actually went up, left actually a heavy spike, but it looks on the bright side for copper, because you can see there's actually quite a heavy downtrend, and it looks like there was support around this level, and now it looks like it's gonna climb but slightly up. But this ugly candle here doesn't look so good actually for cotton. Then we're looking at corn. Corn for me is actually very disappointing if you look at the long term for corn, because there was a shortage, or there is a shortage in the United States, where they talk about the weather that was terrible in the United States, and that there's a shortage of corn and all of those things. But it's actually been stuck there, and then it went down. If you look at the London session, it did absolutely well. Maybe they will eat a lot of porridge in the United States. That's why the corn is actually on.
Yeah, it looks like a double bottom from what I see there in the right-hand side of the charts. Corn seems to be finding some support level around that price where you're pointing with your mouse right now. We see a green candlestick opening. If we're going to see the price action going through those moving averages that you have there, probably we're going to see corn pushing to the upside today. Let's see.
That is a possibility.
Yes. What else have you got for us? What other soft commodities?
The other one is actually soybeans. Now, we all know that soybeans and the Chinese market are very closely linked. If you see a bullish Chinese economy, then obviously you see soybeans actually going up. this look like a very healthy support here for soybeans, and it looks like it's pointing up. If you can, maybe the next hour candle, if it points a bit more up and it's actually smashing the 50-day EMA, maybe we could see actually a reversal in the soybeans. For now, soybeans have been trading very badly for the last few trading sessions, and hopefully it reaches actually support and can go up a bit.
Right. Okay. This is it. Yeah. When it comes to soft commodities.
Exactly. But on the other side, the market has been actually very good for today, besides yesterday with this heavy selling off. But things look a bit better today. Obviously, it depends on tomorrow with the FOMC later tomorrow at around 8 o'clock South African time.
Yeah, they're going to start this afternoon and they're going to conclude at some point tomorrow afternoon. Right, let's do this now. It's time for the gossip of the day. We're very close to the opening bell. We're about 15 minutes away. I have some very interesting and very contradicting news that came out. I'm not going to tell you what it's all about until we come back from the break. So stay with us for another 60 seconds, guys. We're going to come back with the gossip of the day. I promise you, you definitely want to see this. Right, and we're back, beautiful people, with the gossip of the day, like we do every day. I chose two very interesting news for you today, and we're going to discuss it together with my very special guest, Tyron Schultz, joining us, our live trader, joining us now from South Africa. Hi, Tyron, how are you?
Good in yourself, Andrew.
Good. Looking forward to the volatility in the markets today and to your live trades. How are you?
I'm good. Just a bit tired, but we keep going. Thank you.
All right, let's get Rian back because I lost Rian. I don't know where he went. There he is, my reliable co-presenter. There we go. Hi, Rian. Right, guys, we have a very interesting gossip of the day today. I'm going to share with you two news. There's the first one. Bear with me for a second. There we go. So, nothing new under the sun. No one is surprised by this. El Salvador buys another 150 Bitcoins as price dips. And at the complete opposite pole, we have someone not really fond of cryptocurrencies. This is not Rian, on this one. President Turkey declares war against cryptocurrencies, guys. How is it possible, on one hand, countries adopting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? We have mining farms moving from China to Europe or other parts of the world that embrace cryptocurrencies. And on the other hand, in the heart of Europe, we have Turkey, which is completely against cryptocurrencies. Let's have a closer look at this one. And then we're going to discuss the comments of the president of Turkey. So 2 days ago, in a meeting that took place in a city of Mersin in Turkey with students from 81 provinces, Turkey's president said that the country was at war with cryptocurrencies. Nice one. Isn't it amazing how countries tend to care about other things when the pressing things, like, for example, Turkey sharing the border with Afghanistan, is a bit more pressing for them. But anyway, so the country was at war with cryptocurrencies. Of course, you can fight a coin that doesn't exist, basically doesn't have any shape or form. Why should you get involved in a war, with Afghanistan? And God knows, after 20 years, America couldn't win. So President Erdogan asserted that the country has no problem with the spread of digital assets, just not in this country, basically, but that it would carry on with its own money, which he believes is part of the national identity. So did El Salvador. So did other South American countries that were left basically without a currency. Anyhow, Erdogan's comments at the heels of the creation of the new platform to research and test a digitalized version of the Turkish lira earlier this month. The first stage will see the project undergo limited tests, of course, that are meant to determine its viability, and the results of the pilot phase will be announced next year if anyone is alive. On the other hand, we have El Salvador. Come on, guys, let's keep it real.
Look, the whole thing with the Turkish president, there was a whole entire issue with him with the central bank. I think you can still remember that, where he smashed down the interest rates and then inflation went up. He got it totally wrong. And now we want to stick. Why didn't he just take the cryptocurrencies? I mean, that's better.
Hold on. And guys, ladies, gentlemen, traders, this specific comment comes from Rian Hobson, which doesn't like cryptocurrencies at all. Even he finds a bit of truth, in cryptocurrencies. Right, let's finish with the El Salvador. Hold on. I'll give you half an hour to talk about it. Let's finish with El Salvador. Let's see what El Salvador did. El Salvador has continued to increase its Bitcoin stash. The Central American nation has added an extra 150 Bitcoins to its crypto holdings, bringing the value of its stash to 700 Bitcoins. Can you imagine what Elon Musk thinks now, looking at El Salvador? How much? 700 Bitcoin.
I just knew it. You're going to bring up Elon Musk. I just knew it.
Of course, he's the father of Dogecoin. And he's South African as well. So, President Nayib Bukele posted a tweet claiming that El Salvador just bought the dip. Check this out. It's super funny. Man, great respect for the El Salvadorian president. We just bought the dip, 150 new coins. El Salvador now holds 700 coins. Woohoo. Right. What's your take on these two press releases? On one hand, we have a country that completely crashed its national currency and out of despair, embraced Bitcoin, which is probably the best thing they've done in the history of that country. And on the other hand, in the heart of Europe, we have Turkey acting more or less like China when it comes to cryptocurrencies. What's your take on this one, Rian?
The one is definitely a dictator, which is not the president of Turkey. That guy has been crazy for the last few years. When it comes to the central bank managers, fires the central bank manager, he wants to print money. Inflation was shooting up. And he had his own analysis on the economy of Turkey that high interest rates cause actually recession or economic slowdown. Honestly, the reason why I was saying why I was protecting the evidence based on the crypto that he must accept crypto is at least it will protect him from himself, basically. So if the cryptos are there, at least he can't manipulate it and his fingers will not be in there. I think that will be the best option for him, but I doubt that because he wants the control over the central bank and he will not have control over the cryptos, and that's why he don't want it there. On El Salvador, I must say he's fitting in with the whole transition of digital currencies. I hope everything works out for him. As he said, he buy the dip. I actually like that comment from a president. I hope our president could be like that. He's not buying any dips at all. So, so that is actually good for the El Salvador economy.
Right. Okay. We got one point of view. Tyron, what's your take on these two events?
I mostly agree with what Ian said, but I think from the one point of view, you have a president that wants to dictate, wants to control, and or maybe not if they adapt and change with time, they might not have the same power and control if they do change. So that's the one thing. On the other hand, unfortunately, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, digital assets are all growing. So it's a market people really need to jump into. So it's a more positive thing for the economy and also for that country, because if the president buys Bitcoin, that will also let people in that country also look at buying it. So that's a good example as well of also tapping into different industries.
Yes. What's worth noting, though, is that he said, okay, we're not against a cryptocurrency, yeah, as long as it's our national currency. And this is a movement that we saw with more and more countries. Basically, they're embracing the blockchain technology and the digital coins and everything because they help with the double spending problem as well as a million other problems. Therefore, the digital euro, yeah, or the digital dollar. So in the near future, very likely, all countries will create a digital currency, which is backed up by the government. But that digital currency cannot be used as Bitcoin, as far as I understand from the past articles. So it's not going to be a digital currency that changes hands just like that.
Right.
Okay, it's going to be a coin guaranteed by the government and used mostly for banking transactions, if I understand correctly. But we're going to have more news and more clarification regarding this topic. It's very interesting anyway. Yeah, someone completely embracing cryptocurrencies, to save the country basically, and someone completely pushing them away.
Absolutely.
This was the gossip of the day. Right, let's see what's happening. We're exactly 7 minutes ahead of the opening bell. So, what do you prefer, guys? Crypto gainers and losers or stocks before the opening bell?
Stocks.
I'll say crypto gainers, so you decide.
Right. Let's have a look at stocks, guys. Okay, let's have a quick look at stocks of the day. But I cannot do this until I run an advert of our sponsors, which we thank every single day for making this broadcast possible. Stay tuned.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, and we're back, beautiful people. Only 6 minutes ahead of the opening bell. Let's see what's happening in the stock markets before the opening bell. And the first news that we see here, Johnson & Johnson gains on claims its booster shot raises immunity against COVID. I'm actually happy. Reading this news, guys. You know why?
No.
Because I got vaccinated with Johnson & Johnson, and I didn't die, and I didn't grow any. I didn't grow anything.
No, man. These shots is just actually being crazy. I mean, it's like a booster shot. You first take the vaccine, and then you have to take a booster shot afterwards. So it means every single winter, then you just have to take another shot.
No, Rian. After the first two initial shots, people have discovered the hard way that they can still get infected. They're not. They want to raise the protection factor towards 100%. They were protected 62, 64, 75, 80%, whatever. And they've decided that if you add an extra shot, that would protect you against the newest stream of COVID, which is the deadliest one as well. This is good news for Johnson & Johnson. I was a bit worried. I thought they left us somewhere. They forgot about us. Everyone was talking about the second shot, the third shot, the fourth shot. Johnson & Johnson was quiet until today. So
that's a good sign.
Johnson & Johnson's stock traded more than 1% to the upside today, pre-market open, on encouraging results from the phase 3 that on a booster dose of its COVID-19 vaccine. The company said its booster shot is 94% effective, when administered 2 months after the first dose. Well, I had my one done 4 or 5 months ago. So is it still effective? I don't know. I'll contact customers. The booster increases antibody levels by 4 to 6 times relative to one shot. Oh, mate, I was quite sick for 2 days, to be honest, when after the vaccine. Yeah, but just like a cold, man, like nothing to die.
But they say it's good if you get sick afterwards. That means it's working with your immune system.
It means it's working. Correct. So back to what Rian was commenting earlier on. Why the second shot and the third shot and the fourth shot? It's like when you're drinking in a pub, Rian. You have one shot, you don't feel anything. You have the second shot, you don't feel anything.
No, that is a terrible comparison that you make there.
Well,
that is
that's
terrible.
What I could do. If I could do better than this, I'd be on Bloomberg, guys, not here. Right. Let's have a quick look. We're 3 minutes ahead of the opening bell. Let's see what happened with the stocks pre-markets open. We have Uber stock rising 4.6% today after the ride-hailing company lifted its financial outlook for the third quarter, saying it will post its first adjusted profit earlier than expected. Can you imagine all those Uber drivers in lockdown?
Wow.
Oh, my word.
Anyway, Freeport-McMoran stock rose 2.1% with the mining company benefiting from a rise in the price of copper, rebounding after hitting a 1-month low yesterday. Apple rose 0.9% after the Wall Street Journal reported that the iPhone maker was looking at features that can detect depression and cognitive decline. I'm afraid that's why I don't use them. I'm afraid to have that in my house. Seriously, I'm fighting depression sometimes, man. Can you imagine your phone knocking? Hello, you're depressed. Leonard stock fell 2.3% following the real estate company saying its third quarter earnings were hit by supply chain challenges and will continue to be affected. Johnson & Johnson rose 1%, as we saw in the previous news, after the drug maker said the COVID-19 booster is 94% effective in preventing serious illness when administered 2 months after the first dose. ConocoPhillips rose 1.8%, benefiting from the news that the oil giant has agreed to buy all of Royal Dutch Shell's assets in a Permian Basin for about $9.5 billion in cash. Why cash? People use Bitcoin. It's Shell's ADR climbed 5.4% after it promised to pass on a $7 billion of that to shareholders through buybacks and dividends. Lucky shareholders.
That is massive.
I can't wait to get Financial News listed, man. To read news like this and get goosebumps. I was like, I'm going to make 500,000 today. U.S. Bancorp stock rose 1.5% after the lender agreed to buy MUFG Union Bank for about $8 billion, boosting its presence in California in particular. And Vail Resorts rose 1.7% after KeyBank upgraded the ski resort to overweight from weight. Seeing strong demand for winter vacations. Right, ladies, gentlemen, traders, winter is coming. Right, this is what's happening in the stock markets, guys. We are exactly 30 minutes after 1600 hours, so we're going to have the U.S. markets open happening any minute now. Stay tuned. We're coming back live with the U.S. markets open in exactly 30 seconds.
Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, let's have a quick look at the markets. We're exactly 1 minute into the U.S. trading session, guys. We can see crude oil WTI trading to the downside, $70.62, 1 minute into the U.S. trading session. Euro trading to the downside, 117.33. RSI stochastic pointing to the downside still. The British pound took a hit after the opening bell, trading to the downside, 136.57, with the RSI stochastic close to the oversold levels. USD JPY 109.22. after the U.S. markets open. Nothing severe has happened with the U.S. dollar versus the Japanese yen yet. The Aussie dollar is pointing to the downside. 1 minute into the U.S. session, RSI stochastic off the charts in the oversold levels, 0.7237 for the Aussie dollar and dropping. USD CAD trading to the upside, almost 127.94. RSI stochastic pointing upwards. We might see the USD CAD trading towards the 128.50 level. Yeah, or why not even higher? The S&P 500 recovered, opened to the upside, recovered some of the losses it had in the last couple of trading sessions, opening to the upside today, 4,375.20, RSI stochastic, way into the overbought levels. Dow Jones opening to the upside, 34,089.36 for the Dow Jones. Again, both indicators at the bottom, through the roof into the overbought levels. Apple, positive opening for Apple as well, $143.68. Amazon, positive opening for Amazon, 3363.49. RSI stochastic up in the overbought levels. Nvidia open to the upside as well, $212.81. 2 minutes into the US trading session. The US dollar index trading to the upside, 93.168. 2 minutes into the US trading session. Gold futures again pointing upwards, but we see something that might look like a triple top there on a 5-minute chart. 1,774.65 and pushing higher. Looking at the indicators at the bottom, we can see RSI stochastic stuck in the upper section above the 50% mark, indicating big gains. Brent oil futures, 74.52 a few minutes into the US trading session. Silver futures, 22.51. Quite steady for now. RSI somewhere in between, and if anything, we're going to see a bit of weakness than strength for silver futures. Tesla, let's see what's happening with Tesla. Open to the upside. Stop laughing, guys. $750 on the dot for Tesla. Wait until I get to Facebook. Right, Facebook open to the upside, but it's pulling back $356.88. You see, Facebook is not doing so well since it changed its advertising policy. Now, Alibaba open, very shy open, points to the upside, but we see a reversal happening now. RSI stochastic pointing downwards, $150.97 for the Alibaba group. And now, Rian's favorite, Bitcoin, $42,978.08 for Bitcoin, pointing to the downside a few minutes into the US session, and Ethereum very close to trading at $3,000. $3,020.85 current market price. Let's see what's going to happen later in the session. Gentlemen, comments from your side. We're 2 minutes into the US trading session.
If you look at cryptocurrencies, it looks like there's quite a support there.
I know, but when it comes to short-term trading in cryptocurrencies, it's very difficult to do any technical analysis. Like, imagine what would happen if a guy I know, tweets something and completely shakes off the crypto market. Yeah, you know the guy as well. You kicked him out of South Africa. Well done. Now,
we didn't kick him out.
We see some rebound on the stock markets today. Yeah, we saw the S&P and the Dow Jones opening slightly higher, but still they have a long way to go to recoup the losses it had in the last couple of sessions. We're gonna have the Fed meeting starting. What's your take on this one? Everyone says it's dovish.
Look, it look interesting for me when it comes to the Fed. One, I will look at that dot plot where they point out when the interest rate is going to go up or down, or I don't know where it can go down. But on the other side also is a tapering with how much they're going to taper and for how long they're going to taper. Well, on that last meeting where Jerome Powell was talking, I think it was a Jackson Hole, he actually made it very clear there that tapering had nothing to do with the interest rate decision. And that for me actually left a question mark because I could be wrong, I could be right. But for me, that was like he may actually taper quickly, and that's why he was saying, listen, it's when I taper quickly, it's not that it means that interest rates will come quickly, because he was pointing that out, and that was for me very strange. Why he actually knows that tapering, or why he actually pointed out why tapering and interest rate doesn't go hand in hand. So that for me was an indication that he's going to taper quickly, but he's going to hold off the interest rates. Honestly speaking, with the whole tapering thing, the US economy is flooded with money. And whether he tapers, I don't think that will be much of a problem, because the money is there in the system. I mean, we're pumping 120 billion every single month for this year, since last year, actually. So honestly, if we taper, I think there will maybe be a pullback in the market, but then there's the possibility where it can just go up straight up again, because whether you taper, the money's in the system.
Yeah. Can you imagine what you could do with that 140 millions or billions a week or a month? Yeah, how much Bitcoin you could buy. Right. You are the live trader. You're the Stig. You're our Stig. Yeah, the live trader. What are you going to trade live today? What's happening on
I'm not trading live today, unfortunately, but tomorrow we'll be back trading live. We'll take nice sort scalping trades, so that's going to be super exciting. But I would like to show you guys a few charts of what I did yesterday on setups I took. I was a bit late, but at least I got a few pips on the pace. I'm just quickly going to share my screen.
Yep.
And I'll show you guys.
Better late than early.
Yeah. Right. So yes. So this is the one pair I took yesterday. I actually missed the first drop here from this price area for 130.200. So I first missed this area over here, but I waited for a nice break and retest of structure. So how I actually got this entry, besides the fact that this is a nice support area that got broken and turned into resistance, I actually used my magic tool called the Fibonacci, and yes. I got a nice 38.20 retracement. So I took a sell from there. So the trade is running quite well. I actually scaled out of this trade over here when price came over this area. I actually scaled out, and it's actually started moving a bit lower. So I think it's going to hit my TP area. It'll be a nice 160 per trade. The other pair that I took yesterday was GPP JPY. This was a clear textbook trade. Beautiful setup, played out pretty well. Ever since the market opened on Monday morning, opening of Asia session, the market has continued going lower and lower and lower. And yesterday we found a nice support on this area. Again, same setup. Use my magic tool, the Fibonacci. You can see there, I got a nice retracement. I first missed that 50%, but I waited for a nice break of structure. Here on this price level, 151.016, we got a nice clear break, and the market just collapsed after that. Another 171 pip. So there was two nice basic setups that basically put me on a nice high for the week. So yeah, great setups. It was just great.
Right. So you made a bit of money from by the looks of it. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Right. No live trading for today. You're gonna try and do some live trading tomorrow. From what I see on your charts, from what I saw on your charts. Yeah, you're trading intraday, correct?
That's correct.
Is there a time when you scalp the markets?
Definitely, it depends. So it depends on the pair trade. For instance, if I look at my indices pairs, I usually scalp it because of the movement. You can get 100 pips in 15 minutes. So you understand. So if I trade more, depending also on my approach, if I look from a higher time frame point of view, my mindset will be to swing the trade for maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 days, sometimes a week, if the opportunities are there, and also when the fundamentals are in my favor. Currently, now I've been seeing a bit. I've been getting it a bit difficult to get into the swing of things. So my accuracy isn't there as much as usually because of the fundamentals, what's happening in Europe and what's happening in China. So with that, it makes the technical a bit difficult, but in the end, there's still a lot of opportunities. So that's why my approach will maybe be tomorrow, just to scalp a bit, to take that small volatility and movements in the market.
Right, I'm with you. Okay, Rian, how is your trading doing?
Actually, no trading for me for the last 2 days, actually. Excuse me. I was actually just sitting on the fence, was looking at the whole China thing. My thing is more on the FOMC meeting, what they will say tomorrow. And after that, I'm sure there will be major opportunities, whether it's on the upside or on the downside, depending on obviously what Jerome Powell is saying. So I'm a more conservative trader. I'm sitting on the back foot, waiting for the information to come through, then make a decision afterwards. Just to fly in and trading. Look, I must say, Tyron is actually very brave to take those trades yesterday, because I wouldn't not with the whole Chinese story. Because one thing that I know about the China, that I actually burned my fingers there before, is that the market is going down, maybe against the Australian dollar and New Zealand, which are linked to the Chinese economy. And then all of a sudden the Chinese come out of nowhere, and then they just pump in stimulus, or actually they just release a statement to say they're going to intervene. And then you're sitting with all these threats. So I learned my story when it comes to the Chinese. So I would rather wait for the Federal Reserve and then make decisions afterwards.
Well, you don't like blowing up trading accounts. That's odd.
Nope.
That's
why I'm a conservative.
right. Sometimes less is more, I've been told. So, well done. If you feel like trading, trade. If you don't feel like trading and you're not sure about what's going on, yeah, less is more. It's better to have the same amount in your trading account tomorrow, yeah, like you had today, than having a lesser amount. Right. Okay. So, Tyron, are you still going to be with us, Tyron, or you're busy doing something else? You want to take the boat out today?
Unfortunately, I have a few other things planned, so I'll take the boat out. But tomorrow I'll be back, and yeah, we'll do a bit of live trading tomorrow, so that will be super exciting.
No problem. Have a good one. Have fun. Wear a life jacket, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, well, guys, bye-bye.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Tyron.
Right, Rian, it's just you and me. Let's see what's happening. We're going to have the API weekly crude oil stock announced in a bit of time. What do you reckon? Looking at, hold on, let me bring the charts back on. Crude oil WTI, where is it? There it is. Right, crude oil WTI, open to the downside, 10 minutes into the, 15 minutes into the US trading session. There we go. Right, 70 and 48 for crude oil WTI. Okay, the news that we have, crude oil higher, API supply data due. US gasoline futures were up 0.2%. Okay, let's see if we have an estimate from them. Nothing. No, crude markets have received a boost in line with the other risked assets today, but concerns are also growing about the U.S. production levels remaining compromised in the Gulf of Mexico through the end of the year. Yeah, in the wake of Hurricane Ida. This is basically what we had. Right. Okay. There's something interesting. The places that crude oil supply data from American Petroleum Institute due later in the session firmly in focus after the industry body registered a draw of over 5 million barrels of oil last week. That said, this hiccup in global supply isn't likely to last much longer, as Russia expects oil output next year to be back near its post-Soviet highs. Russian companies are seen raising combined production of crude and light called condensate by 8% to 559.9 million tons next year in 2022, and stay close to that level from 2023 and 2024, according to a draft budget submitted by the finance ministry to the government, Bloomberg reported. Right. This is what's happening for oil, basically, oil and gas markets. Shake-offs in the markets. I have no idea what to say about crude oil WTI or Brent oil either.
The other thing is also with natural gas, it's actually been sinking since last week. I mean, last week we were talking about natural gas at $5. I think $5.6 actually. That was on natural gas, and then it actually now sitting below $5. So there's quite a lot of pressure if you look at natural gas, and maybe it's sitting on support, but there's too many stories that goes on with the economies are slowing down globally, and there could be also the new variant that is posing a risk on the Western world. So that actually creates some pressure, especially on the crude oil prices.
Yeah, I'm super curious as well to see what's going to happen next. Right now, you know what we didn't do today? We didn't talk about cryptocurrencies. We didn't talk about the top gainers and the top losers in the market.
Sushi, what's his name? What is Sushi Swap?
What? You're dying to know what's happening with Sushi Swap. Okay, give me 30 seconds. Let me get the charts ready, and then we're coming back with the cryptocurrencies to please Rian Hobson and everyone else that's watching. Stay tuned, guys.
Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our insider trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
All right, and we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Let's see the top gainers and the top losers in the crypto markets in the last 24 hours. Once again, I'm using the charts of Coinbase. This is not sponsored by Coinbase, but I do use Coinbase for my crypto trading. So being very comfortable with their website, I'm going to show you the top gainers and top losers. Rian, get ready. So in the last 24 hours, we had some gainers. Cello gained 29.6%, 0.06%. OMG Network, 24.59%. Elrond, 10.9% gain. TrueFi, 10.1%. REN or REN, 9.8%. And XYO, 9.2%. Yeah, along with Algorand and what's that? FTX token, both gaining 9% and 8.3% respectively. Not bad for the crypto markets.
It doesn't look bad at all.
Overall, the market is up 0.7% today. The top gainer in the last 24 hours was Cello with a gain of almost 30%, 29.06. Currently trading at €5.93 a coin. Bitcoin, highest volume, no surprise on that one, 36.884 million in the last 24 hours. Shiba Inu, which was added on September 17th, nothing has happened. The new listing. And the most visited in the last 24 hours is Tribe with over 1,000, almost 1,400% growth in views. I was a bit thrown off track with that one. So we have a few gainers. Let's have a quick look at the losers in the crypto markets in the last 24 hours. We see Cosmos giving back 8.5% in the last 24 hours. Coty gave back 8.2%. Mask Network, 7.9% loss. Near Protocol, 7.3%. Brain Trust, 7.01% loss in the last 24 hours. Tribe, 5.8%. Cartesi, 5.5%. And Horizon, 4.95% drawdown in the last 24 hours. And I could go on, with smaller coins, but very important. We have Kusama pulling back 4.1%, and Augur pulled back 3.93%. This is what's happening in the crypto markets. What do you reckon, Rian?
Nothing much. Like if I look at Bitcoin, for example, it's actually about 1% down, like 1.05%. There's nothing actually much for the cryptocurrency, although it goes with El Salvador that created this whole thing. I would just like to see what is going to happen tomorrow with the cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, whatever the decision has been made by the FOMC. Because for me personally, I still don't know much about the crypto world. And I just like to see if it's actually a good hedge or not, because for now, it didn't show actually much that Bitcoin is actually a good hedge, or that people can say, okay, I'm buying Bitcoin because we are scared of inflation and we all rush there. Because inflation is there, it's sticky, but Bitcoin didn't go anywhere.
But I wouldn't look at it that way, to be honest, Rian, because, you don't buy Bitcoin and you don't rush to buy Bitcoin just to hedge inflation. Yeah, you have 1 million coins out there, 1 million coins which are very affordable, more affordable than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, and you can create a portfolio to hedge your CFDs portfolio, if anything. Make sense?
Fair enough.
That's it. The downside is, you might have big drawdowns depending on how much money you invest and what coins you invest in. You might have big drawdowns happening in your portfolio. So I recommend you have a solid portfolio if you're gonna go into and don't depend on it. Yeah, don't use that portfolio on a weekly basis or daily basis. Park that cash there if you want to, but don't expect wonders to happen overnight. It might happen. We saw it.
Correct.
But it might not happen. We saw that too.
Absolutely.
When it comes to creating portfolios, this is how I see it. Okay, right. We are almost half an hour into the U.S. trading session. Right, we have an article. Finally, it came out. Oh, it takes these guys a lot of time to write an article. Let's see what's happening with the markets 20 minutes into the U.S. Trading session. Wall Street rebounds at open. China nerves ease as Fed gathers, and Dow up 180 points. I'm getting mixed signals. First, initially, Dow was supposed to be up 500 points, then 300 points, and now just 180 points. What's going to happen? In an hour from now, they're going to say Dow open to the downside.
But Shane, the Dow actually got quite a hammering yesterday.
Oh, yes. In the last couple of trading sessions, I almost felt sorry for the Dow. Right. The U.S. stock markets opened higher today, rebounding from their worst day in months yesterday as nerves about the Chinese real estate debt crisis eased. Better than expected data from the housing market also supported sentiment. Housing starts and building permits for August both came out in above expectations, although not by enough to cause any acceleration in the Federal Reserve's timeline for running down its asset purchases or raising interest rates. The Fed's latest two-day policy meeting starts later today. So, right, the Dow was up 232 points, or 0.7%. The S&P was up 0.5 and the Nasdaq was up 0.6. Okay, mixed percentages, but it doesn't matter. Let's have a quick look at the charts. See what's happening half an hour into the U.S. trading session. Crude Oil WTI 70.56. Mixed.
Very mixed.
No notable change. Look at the RSI, man. It's stuck in between.
That is exactly what I was looking at also. And it looks like with that 1 hour chart that you put on, it looks like it's pointing a bit down to me. But it's stuck. It's actually going nowhere.
Stochastic is pointing downwards. Now, okay, let's do some analysis. Let's add two moving averages. And some chart analysis. Okay, so the 50 moving average is the first one that I'm adding. I'm going to make it orange and I'm going to make it thick. The second one is the mother of all moving averages, which is the 200 moving average.
I hope it doesn't cross.
I'm going to make it thick. But they will cross eventually, right? We're looking at a dead cross to be formed, basically, on a 1 hour chart for Crude Oil WTI. This is what I can see here. Yeah, based on technical. Yeah, important support level, somewhere there, just below the $70 mark. Yeah, we're about 30 cents, 34 cents away from the $70 mark. We see that 50 moving average acting as ceiling, basically, yeah, and the price got rejected. So on this one, we might see the $70 level hit anytime now. Now. Fair enough?
Fair enough. And also with that news from the crude oil also, maybe on the crude oil inventories.
Big mess in the Gulf of Mexico, man. Big mess in the Gulf of Mexico. Right, now, Euro USD trading to the downside. We saw it entering the downtrend. Yeah, we saw a bit of gains on the Asian trading session, a bit of gains on the European trading session today. But since the opening bell half an hour ago, we see the Euro trading to the downside. Yeah, RSI point, stochastic pointing downwards. And the price seems to be a bit subdued by this 200 moving average. On the other hand, again, if we go by Elliott waves, yeah, on a downtrend, first wave down, yeah, correction, second wave, third leg, which is the longest one, down, yeah, and a correction, which is the fourth one. So in theory, at least, if Elliott waves are correct, we're going to see the euro trading to the downside.
If it's correct.
If it's correct. Well, usually you need 3 or 4 confirmations before you open a trade. Yeah. Now, first confirmation, it's a downtrend because the price fell below the 200 moving average. Second confirmation, relative strength index turned around from the overbought levels, pointing downwards. Third confirmation, stochastic oscillator. Yeah, turned around, pointing downwards. So far the RSI and the stochastic point to the same direction. Fourth indicator, yeah, we're looking at the Elliott waves pattern. Yeah, and the fifth indicator, the candlestick. Yeah, we could use a sixth indicator, which is the news. Yeah, but I don't wanna push it too much. So far, yeah, signs are pointing to the downside for the euro. Let's have a quick look at the trading signals that investing.com is providing. There we go. Strong sell on a 5-minute chart for the euro USD. Strong sell on a 15-minute. Strong sell on a daily chart.
Not bad at all.
There we go. I know what I'm doing sometimes. Now, what's happening with the pound? Now, the pound is again very similar to the euro. We saw the price action dropping below the 200 moving average. Yeah, I'm terrified because we have a lot of fundamentals as well coming from the UK. RSI pointing downwards, indicating a bit of weakness. Stochastic pointing downwards, indicating a bit of weakness. In terms of Elliott waves, I would be tempted to say this is the first leg down, yeah, and this is the second leg down. But it's not as clear as it was on the euro US dollar.
Right.
Yeah, we see it. We definitely see a retest of the 50 moving average for the cable and a rejection from the 50 moving average. But it's very difficult to say, at least on this time frame. On a 4-hour chart, I don't know how to look at it because this is one way of looking at it, but this is another way of looking at it. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, RSI, very oversold.
Definitely.
Stochastic, very oversold. Yeah.
And also
Tell me.
These guys also, I think the Bank of England is having a rate decision also on Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. So therefore, yeah, the shake off in the markets. Now, we see 3 consecutive higher lows, sorry. Yeah. But, yeah, looking at the tops, okay, what's this called? A descending triangle, I think, or something like that. So it's from the technical point of view, it's very difficult to see what's going to happen with the pound. Yeah, I don't know if we could say this is the first leg down. Yeah, this is the second, and then the third leg, because it means the third leg would be the longest one out of them all, right, which would completely crash the pound. So I don't know. And considering the interest rate decision that's due on Thursday, the pressure makes a lot of sense. Right, USD JPY 1-hour chart. There we go. Yeah, big tank for the USD JPY on the European trading session.
Proof.
Yeah, RSI very low, stochastic very low. A candlestick that basically indicates equal pressure. Yeah, equal buying and selling. So more likely a sell than a buy for the USD JPY. And looking at there we go. Where is it? Hold on. There. Yeah. Investing.com is indicating for a strong sell on USD JPY. Now, guys, ladies, gentlemen, traders, this is not investment advice. Yeah, we're trying to analyze the charts. Do not copy our actions. Yeah, and don't take this as a solicitation of buying or selling contracts for difference or cryptocurrencies. Right, moving on. So far it makes sense. Yeah, on the week USD JPY. Okay, moving on. AUD USD. I think it's clear. Severe downtrend for AUD USD. We saw a retest of the 50 EMA, yeah, followed by a rejection. So now, yeah, the price, to make sense, the downtrend, the price should fall somewhere around 72.13 or lower.
Sure.
RSI downwards.
Oh, Andrew, that thing looks like it can go actually lower. Okay, maybe not for today, but it has the potential of going actually to about to zero.
There you go.
Ooh. If there was a heavier candle, we would have seen it going to around the 0.71 mark.
72.35, yeah, or lower. This would be an interesting scalp. Okay, many traders apply this strategy. There you go. If you would have opened the trade 20 seconds ago, yeah, and the brokerage you're using is not trading against you, and you know what you're doing, and the spreads are decent, yeah, by now you would have been in profit, because we see the volatility. Very interesting. Aussie dollar, US dollar. It's one of my favorite currency pairs to trade, to be honest.
Oh, me too.
USD CAD. Okay, what's happening? We have a bug. Again, we have a bug on the platform. No, seriously, this happens very, very often after the US markets open. I'll try and refresh it. Maybe it works.
It's Elon Musk.
No, on this one, give him, come on, leave him alone. Let's give him a break. On this one, it wasn't Elon Musk. Yeah, on everything else, probably it was, but on this one, it wasn't Elon Musk. Right. Man, leaving the joke aside, I'm getting, you know what? I'm getting some hate from my some of my viewers. Give Elon Musk a break. Man, don't get me wrong. I love the guy. Okay, he's a genius. But like any other rich, overrich, extra rich, and very clever person, sometimes, yeah, he forgets that there are people on Earth that are not that rich, and they can't comprehend that kind of lifestyle, yeah, or activities. But apart from that, honestly, hat off to Elon Musk, to Tesla. Tesla was and still is one of my favorite brand when it comes to electric cars. Obviously, I wouldn't trust it to self-drive me home, right? But I love Tesla as for what it is. Okay, and price-wise and performance-wise and looks-wise and everything, it makes sense. The Boring Company, the other company that Elon Musk has, again, hat off to that one. It's interesting. SpaceX, hat off to that one. Let's please stop burning the ozone layer just for fun. Yeah, let's do something useful with it. This is the only problem I have with, and why I'm picking on Elon Musk sometimes. So leave the hate behind. Right. The charts haven't recovered. There is an issue with the charts of investing.com, but I tell you what I can do. I can take exactly 30 seconds to 1 minute, and I can get another set of charts ready, because we're professionals. Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of charts. Give me 60 seconds. Let me see if I can arrange the charts of the reliable charts of markets.com. Stay tuned. Right, and we're back. Man, how awesome was this advert? How awesome is it? I love it. I love that. Right, we're back with the reliable charts of markets.com. Again, now I lost my bearing a bit because the assets are listed differently. But AUD USD, clear downtrend. Where was I? Commodities. No, I'll tell you what, you do commodities. I'll finish these currency pairs, the primary currency pairs that we see here. Then you can do soft commodities. And then we're going to wrap it up for today because you have the boat to take out. Yeah. And I have some errands to do. Wow. Okay. Euro CHF. Yeah. On a 1 hour chart. Big drop for the Euro CHF. Okay, point to the downside 108.34 for Euro CHF. Wow.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3.
Didn't someone talk about it? Brad, didn't Brad talk about the Euro CHF yesterday?
I can't remember. We spoke about a lot of things.
I think.
But yeah, big tank for Euro CHF. Let's see if we have it on technical. Let's see where that is. Let me kill these pop-ups. Euro CHF, strong sell on all 4 time frames.
That's a big
according to investing.com. It makes a bit of sense, looking at it. Now, this is, I see it as an important support level there. So we might see a bit of a pullback, but in the same time, we might not. Euro GBP. We see the opposite on Euro GBP, a bit of strength today on the European trading session. And now we're looking at a green candlestick. So from here, we might see the Euro GBP trading higher towards the 0.8610. We're currently trading 0.8585. Euro GBP. Let's see. We don't have it. Euro JPY. No, Euro CHF. I don't have that. Euro GBP. Neutral, and then followed by 3 strong buy indications. Okay, it makes sense. Euro JPY. Wow. Okay. Weak Euro, man. Weak. Euro dropping like crazy. Downtrend. Strong downtrend for the Euro JPY. Euro USD again. Down. Ooh. You know what I'm tempted to do right now, right?
Looks good also. On my side, it looks also good.
Yeah. And then look at this. It's like a deja vu. You know what's going to happen almost.
Absolutely. Oh, it looks
but
good.
Again, we're not encouraging anyone to take this as trading advice. But no, come on. Sometimes it looks more like a future drop than like a buy. Yeah. Euro USD. Investing.com is showing us 4 strong sell indications for Euro USD, 4 strong sell for the pound, 4 strong sell for USD JPY. Okay, so I'm not making things up. I'm just trying to share some knowledge with some of our viewers to understand how technical analysis works. GBP JPY, push to the downside, 149.200 and dropping on a 60-minute chart. GBP USD again, identical. Look, almost identical move. Yeah, we see the pound dropping. Yeah, and again, investing.com trading signals confirmed. They see it as a strong sell as well on all 4 time frames. USD CAD push to the upside. Yes, leg 1 pullback, leg 2. This should be the leg 3, which is the longest one. USD CAD, there we go. 4 strong buy indications. Yeah, for USD CAD. I would actually, this setup looks nice today. Clear trading signals, clear signals on the charts as well. USD CHF, oh, come on, man. Again, it's like a deja vu. Yeah, we see USD CAD pushing. We see USD CHF left behind a bit. 0.9242 and rising. Okay, if this is not, I don't know.
It looks tempting.
Yeah, on the other hand, head and shoulders. Yeah, shoulders, there's the head. Usually after a head and shoulders pattern like that, you see a meltdown, but everything points the opposite direction. And USD JPY, again, shows as a sell so far. It was a sell. Okay, now we have 3 strong sell indications, but a neutral on a 5-minute chart. Okay, but USD CAD, still aggressive, 4 strong buy. Kiwi dollar, 4 strong sell. Euro JPY, 4 strong sell. Euro CHF, 4 strong sell. Look, everything is pointing to the right direction. And if that's confirmed on the charts, then you know what you have to do. Now, Rian, tell us more about commodities, man.
Oh, we were talking actually one thing on the commodities earlier, especially the soft commodities, where we saw actually everything is going up and it looks good on the good side there. But if I can just actually show my chart for you. Yeah. And now everything turned, actually. Excuse me. I'm actually at the energy stocks first. And if you look at the crude oil actually it turned. It was sitting there at 70. It's actually below 70. It's sitting now currently at 69.94. That doesn't look good actually on the crude oil side. And if I look at metals, which was gold was actually pointing on the upside, it still looks good, but sorry, gold was pointing on the upside, and it's sitting actually still dead still. If you can see there, it doesn't look so bright for me. With gold is actually, this is a 1 hour chart, is now for about 2 hours, 3 hours. It's just been sitting there.
It's waiting for the Fed to start, basically. What do we have on the soft commodities?
Soft commodities, look, everything is changing other way around here. We were talking about corn earlier that was pushing a bit higher, down. The other one that we're looking at was cocoa and coffee. Coffee was up earlier, but 1.4%. It's actually now sitting at a 0.69%. And
we see a rejection on coffee. We see a rejection from that 50 moving average, pointing to the downside.
Absolutely. It's quite a heavy rejection that's come through there, and it's actually moving down.
Commodities are down today, basically. This is what I see. This is what investing.com confirms as well. There, look at cocoa. Tell me if that doesn't look like an interesting potential sell position, to use the wording right.
Absolutely, it does. But it's very uncertain because everything changed so quickly. One moment we had it up, next moment it was down. Although the moving average was showing a rejection, but if I was a trader, I would definitely sit out. Definitely.
You would sit out. I would listen without giving anyone investment advice, talking like trader to trader, off the record, I would short that. I see the rejection of the 200 moving average. I see an aggressive red candlestick. I see that the commodities markets are in red today. Look at the trading signals from investing.com. US wheat, 4 strong sell indications. Natural gas, 3 strong sell. Brent and crude oil, strong sell all over the board. Copper, 4 strong sell indications. And silver as well. So we seem to be witnessing a weakness in the commodities markets. Right. Absolutely. Next one. What's the next soft one?
The next one is actually wheat. But before I go there, corn was the other one that we also did earlier. Corn was up by 1.3% earlier before the US session. It's actually now down by 1.53%. Same thing. It got rejected there by the 50-day EMA. And then it pushed down. Wheat, same story. But it's not that it was rejected, but it didn't push further on. Down.
Yeah. So commodities markets look down today. Look red. The only one that gives a bit of hope is gold. We saw a good push for gold, but the daily still shows a strong sell. So we see. Anyway, we're gonna see what's gonna happen when once the Fed kicks off the meeting. Right, Rian. Guess what? The time has come to say goodbye for today. Yes. You need to take the boat out. I have some errands to do. I'm gonna witness the Fed, the start of the Fed meeting to see what's gonna happen, and I'll join everyone again tomorrow. Right, Rian. Thank you for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Right, this was it, ladies, gentlemen, traders. We had Rian Hobson with us today at the U.S. Markets Open. We had Tyron Schultz at the U.S. Markets Open. We spoke about the markets. We looked at cryptocurrencies. We analyzed the charts, and we did our best to provide you with the raw information from reliable sources. This is it from my side today. Join me again tomorrow, same time, same place for a new round of market talks. And until then, please remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money. This video was sponsored by Markets.com.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.